So let's talk about it. You know, without a mandate, expansion is only luck. Happens once in a while. You can think about many things that happen once in a while, but when expansions happen once in a while, that's not good. So with mandate, expansion is like music. It flows. Okay? So read those two sentences very, very well. The difference when there is a mandate and when there is not mandate. Everything changes. The game changes. So the most SaaS post sales organizations that I help, they operate until I arrive, of course. Expansions as a side effect. What does it mean to work as a side effect? It's opportunistic. What happens happens. It's like the cherry on the cake, the cherry on the ice cream. Doesn't happen all the time. But that's not a way of working. So let me walk you through a normal situation. The CSM hears something. Rapidly, he's not looking for it, but hears something. He mentioned it to sales, and the sales department think about it. They are busy on other things. They have other priorities. Sometimes they tell you things like gather a bit more of information, and they kind of assess if it's good or not worth their time. But in the meantime, there is a customer and there is an opportunity, and we are losing it as a company. Okay, so when sales get back to you, usually it's a long time after, the customer didn't wait. He has moved on. Okay, the moment is gone, the revenue will never happen. Okay, so that's not emotion, that's not a system, that's only hope, that's opportunistic, that's not a way of working. So now is how the same CSM with mandate will work. Okay, Monday he reviews the accounts. He knows he has an objective. He needs to find gold between all these accounts. So he's looking for it, but he doesn't do it like randomly. We have signals. We have different things that need to happen. Okay? So when, for example, and this is something that, of course, we tailor made to every company, every company has a different DNA, but I'm telling you in general, okay? On Monday, as I said, review deeply the accounts. Okay? On Tuesday, you have in place different milestones that need to be achieved about the adoption and how they are using it. And when certain things happen, you trigger a readiness. There is a readiness conversation. This speaking to the customer. You search proactively for those opportunities. Okay, but who owns that? The CSMs owns that. It's his portfolio, his accounts, his review, his conversations with his customers, and he finds opportunities. Works like magic. Okay, so Wednesday, maybe the stakeholder change and you have a proper stakeholder maps that you manage, and you know who is the decision maker, and you know where the signature sits, who is the economical buyer. You have all the information. The CSM knows the account deeply, not only the users. He knows everybody. Thursday, there is an expansion conversation. At least he has an objective. I want to have in my portfolio at least once a week a serious expansion conversation. And on Friday, that all those conversations are in a table, and that table is shown to leadership. So who owns those? Who owns that column? The CSM owns the column, and that ownership, that's all the difference. Okay, same CSM, same accounts, different way of working, totally different week. Who decides that? You decide that, like the leader. So the expansion is not luck. There is a trigger, there are things that happen, and there is an owner. Everything is written, there is a plan, there is a framework of working, there is a playbook of working, there is a responsibility. The CSM knows what is in his plate and what is not in his plate. The CSM doesn't look for the opportunity, doesn't wait for the opportunity. He creates the opportunity, he looks the opportunity. There is a calendar. He knows what needs to happen every day. He knows what he should be checking. He has already alerts in place. There is a system. We work systematically. So two things basically happen when you as a leader install this mandate. First, and these two are really, really important. The first, the CSM starts reading the signals all the time and deciding how the week is going to be according to signals, not according to luck, not according to feelings, not according to judgment, according to specific signals. You kind of move everything to a dashboard. You move everything to global visibility. Everything is clear. And then the sales, the second is really important and is related to sales. Sales can be free to look for new logos because the CSM owns the expansions and there is no more conflict and there is no more bottleneck and everything flows better. So here is my question or my request for you. Ask each one of your CSMs to pick their most promising 10 accounts. And in those 10 accounts, to tell you how many triggers they have in place to know when there is readiness to talk about an expansion and how many expansion conversations there were in the last 30 days with those accounts, not based on a gut feeling, based on science, based on numbers, based on sensors that you place, based on triggers. Tell them to count them. Tell them, make a total list of all your CSMs. And that's your real expansion system, your real expansion motion. If that number is low, means that everything else is according to luck, according to heroism, according to the feeling of how somebody wakes up. You don't want the future of your company to be based on how everybody wakes up in the morning. You want to have a system in place. So I hope that this helped you. If you need help, of course, I'm happy to jump in a call, 30 minutes, no string attached, no commitment, only to help you out. See you in the next one. Bye.